What's up guys, Jag here, and I'm just going to go over the 10.05 changes since they'll be coming out tomorrow so we can get a head start on what Mistweaver will be looking like. I'm not going to go over every single class, but I will have the link in the description below. I'm pretty much just going to be going over the Mistweaver changes so we can get a head start on that. Starting with the class changes, these aren't really a big deal. There's this bug that I didn't even know was in the game, but supposedly we'll be getting more resets on our Phalanx Stomp, so that's pretty good. But other than that, not really too much to look at there. If we scroll down to the actual Mistweaver changes, we see that revival healing is increased by 100% while not in raid. I just recently found out that Arena counts as a raid group, so I don't think that this will be applying to PvP, unfortunately, which really sucks because this would be a really awesome change to see. Um, but I hope I'm wrong about that, but I don't think we'll be seeing that. Then we have Vivify. Reduced cost was or is 3.4% of base mana was 3.8. Really awesome since they nerfed our mana. And on top of that, we are also getting where are we? Monk changes right here. We are also getting a little bit of our mana back because it's now decreased by 10%. PvP was 15%. We are also getting Enveloping Mist healing, which is insane. 25% increased in PvP combat. That is an awesome amount of healing. I don't know why they're doing that, but I'll take it, to be honest. And then they reverted a previous change, which I'll go about later. But this is going to be insane. This is going to make something like Misty Peaks. Might be just a lot of free healing. I'm definitely going to be trying out this talent for sure after that. So looking forward to that. But then going back to the other notes, we have Awakened Phaline and Ancient Concordance now linger for 8 seconds after leaving Phaline Stomp. This is a really nice quality of life change for fist weaving. You're no longer just like tied to your little strip of Phaline Stomp when you're fist weaving. You can actually leave it and still have more consistency to your healing. I would really like to see smart healing on fist weaving. It Without that, it's just a little too annoying for me to play over normal Mistweaving, but I do have fun with the build in twos, so there is that to look forward to. Rising Mist now extends Renewing Mist applied by Rapid Diffusion. I didn't really use this talent in PvP, so I don't think that's going to be changing much of what I do, but it could be a cool change if you wanted to use that talent. Invoke Yulon, the Jade Serpent now reduces the cost of Enveloping Mist by 50%, was 33. More mana changes, really, really nice. I still don't think I'm going to be using this in my build, but I know a lot of people do like to use it, so that's a really nice change for them. I still think that it costs way too much mana to activate, and you don't get enough value out of it for it to be worth it. But we are getting mana buffs, so maybe it will be worth it again. Echoing Reverberation now only requires Enveloping Mist to trigger an additional Zen Pulse. Was Enveloping Mist and Renewing Mist. So that's this talent here. It triggers a second time at 80% effectiveness if you have Enveloping Mist and Renewing Mist. This doesn't really change anything. Enveloping Mist was the harder one to get up. Renewing Mist is pretty much up all the time. And when you cast Enveloping Mist, you get a Renewing Mist through Rapid Diffusion. So not really changing much, but I mean, I don't know, maybe if they have a purge and they purge off Renewing Mist, it's helpful. But that's just kind of a whatever change. This one is insane. Zen Pulse damage and healing increased by 25% and now triggers Mastery. This is huge. I mean, when I go up against a Hero Cleave, my Zen Pulse is like a lay on hands. This thing hits for 100k, 200k if it crits. Like, this thing is insane. Getting increased by 25%, that is just huge. And now that it triggers Mastery as well, does more healing, and it does a lot of healing even if it doesn't hit a lot of enemies. So it's going to be a more consistent ability to use. This is a really nice change, and if you weren't using Zen Pulse already, definitely recommend using it after these changes, for sure. Then we have Shaylun's Gift. This is the ability that is replacing Bonedust Brew. I know a lot of people are upset that it's gone. I am included in that, but this will do a lot of healing. Unfortunately, it is a 2-second cast, and Mistweaver doesn't really need more casted healing, but it is interesting. Definitely want to try it out this week. I look forward to it. Basically, how it works is every 8 seconds that you're in combat, a cloud of mist is generated, and then up to 10 clouds, and then this draws in all the clouds of mist when you cast it and heals or a certain amount depending on the amount of clouds on the field. It from what I've seen on like other people on the PTR, does a ton of healing. 80 seconds though, you have to think about 80 seconds if you want to get a full 10 stacks, or 8 seconds to get full 10 stacks, you have to wait 80 seconds. It's basically an 80-second cooldown. Of course, you don't have to use it at full stacks, but if you want to get full value out of it, you have to do that. There is a talent here that reduces it to 4 seconds. I think this is going to be the better PvP talent if this is even run at all in PvP. Because now you only have to wait 40 seconds to get a full 10 stacks. And then you have Xiaohao's lessons, or however you say that. Basically, when you cast Shaylun's Gift, you have a chance to get one of these, or you will get one of these 4 buffs at random. These are really, really strong, but the fact that they're random makes it a little annoying to play around. But the cool part about this is that you don't even have to use Shaylun's Gift for healing. You could simply just go behind a pillar so that you don't get kicked. You cast this, and then you just get these buffs for 30 seconds if you have 10 stacks. So I'll be playing around with both of these, but I think this one is going to be played over all of this. Also, another thing to mention is that if you get Lesson of Despair, your crit strike is increased by 30%, while above 80%. They actually changed this to above 50% somewhere in these patch notes. Up here. Yeah, switch to 80, or switch to 50% was 80. So just, yeah, small thing there. This one's really interesting. I actually ignored this talent because they nerfed our Chrysalis PvP talent, but then they actually reverted it here. You scroll back down to the PvP changes, go to Monk. Chrysalis reverted a previous change, so it still reduces cooldown by 4 to 5 seconds. Oops. So with this talent and Chrysalis talent, you can reduce Cocoon to a 55-second cooldown, which is actually pretty interesting. Its absorb amount will be then reduced by 40%. But then when Life Cocoon expires, it releases a burst of mist that restores health to 3 nearby allies. I don't know how much healing this does. So I think that's going to determine whether I use this or not, or whether it's going to be enough. I know 40% sounds like a lot. We are getting a small health buff, and Cocoon absorption is based off of your total health. So that's actually a small buff to Cocoon, but 40% still is really big. I don't know if it will see play. I think it might depend on the matchup. If you're in a matchup that you really just want more instant cast healing, being able to use Cocoon every 55 seconds could be really, really helpful. If you're up against something like an Assassination Rogue, when they use Deathmark, I think you're going to want the bigger Cocoon so you can actually live through that cooldown. But again, I'm really excited to test all of this stuff this week and come up with some interesting talent trees. Added a Okay, so they're just adding a connection from. So this is being replaced with Shaylun's gift and its other talents, and then they're just adding a connection from here. I don't think that really is going to matter because this is a really good talent. You're going to want this anyway, so I don't think that changes anything, but cool. Add some more options. Bonus Brew is going away. Feels bad. This was really nice because it gives you a secondary school of magic when you get kicked, and it's really nice for when you get trained because you're instant healing through like vivacious vivification, expel harm, and even your renewing mists. And Zen Pulse get buffed, but that's going away. So we're going to be easier to train, going to be even worse off when we get kicked, but we have a lot more healing and a lot more mana. And with Zen Pulse getting buffed and potentially, shorter cooldown on Life Cocoon, we have more instant cast healing, so maybe we won't get kicked as often. Who knows? Maybe it'll work itself out. Fix an issue that caused a single point in Misty. Okay, this is whatever. I don't think anyone's running 1 point into Misty Peaks. But Misty Peaks is definitely going to be interesting with the buff to Enveloping Mist. I think this is going to be a lot of free healing. Definitely want to try that out as well. I think going into next week, I will use my Bonedust Brew talents to put into Shaylun's gift just to test it out. And then I think I'm going to be dropping Serenity for the new Cocoon talent to try that out as well. And then maybe at some point I'll be dropping points, like maybe take off Shaylun's gift into Misty Peaks to see how that turns out. Those are the 3 big things that I want to be trying. I already use Zen Pulse, so I'm going to have a lot of fun with that ability as well. But that is pretty much it for the changes. Um, Let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are disappointed about losing Bonedust Brew. It is going to take some time getting used to not having that, but I think once you get used to it, we have a lot of healing, a little bit more instant healing. It could be interesting. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later.